Hey everyone, this is Cullen from eStarland. We have another unboxing video here. We have another video from one of our favorite customers, Mark. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what he's got. Got a interesting white, not really file, but we'll see some of that. Wow. So right away I can see a lot of Super Nintendo games, and we even have the mouse in there, so it means we might have Mario Paint in here somewhere. I don't see it yet, but there's probably a good chance that if you had a Super Nintendo mouse. Oh, look at that, that's a really nice shape too. A lot of these get like yellowed over time and everything, and this one is like, I mean, that's very nice condition. But if you had a Super Nintendo mouse, there's a good chance that you probably had Mario Paint, and that was probably the reason why you had it. A lot of really nice cartridges on the ball. Not too familiar with that one. Ooh, okay. Got a Super Bomberman 2. I haven't played this one. I've played a lot of other Bomberman games. Really fun kind of puzzle action. I guess puzzle, if you can think of it in a way like that. Great with multiplayer. We got Populous. That's a cool game. Kind of like a God Manager or People Manager or whatever kind of thing like that. We also got Ramparts. Also, Hubert 3. I didn't know they needed 3 Huberts, but looks like we've got it. And this game has like some great cover art because it's just a guy playing a banjo, but this is like a Galaga like space shooter kind of game. Apparently the cover art, they just wanted it to something that would catch your eye because it looks very unusual. So it has nothing to do with the game whatsoever. And it looks like I got some NDA and oh yeah, as we guessed it, Mario Paints. One of my favorite things with this game is actually late night here, me and a coworker were testing some stuff, and then he had fired up Mario Paint, and completely by coincidence he hit a random like secret intro that he's never seen before. I've never seen before. It was pretty hilarious. Really pack these into these boxes here. Some Pebble Beach Golf and some Chess Master. And let's see, some Spider-Man, X-Men, or Arcade's Revenge. I know that's a nice classic for a lot of people who had Super Nintendo games at least. And BreakThru. I guess not Breakout, but BreakThru. We've also got Pushover. I don't think I've really seen this before. I'm not too sure what that one is. Phantom 2040. Frogger. Oh god. A Secret of Evermore and Final Fantasy 3. Okay, we got some more RPGs. I can't remember if Mark had traded in RPGs before much, maybe some, but that's pretty cool. I can see one game on top here that a favorite of mine, maybe not through Super Nintendo. I actually didn't know this was a Super Nintendo game for the longest time, but Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure. I had this on Game Boy Advance, and I did not know my whole life until I started working here that this was actually a Super Nintendo game, and it's exactly the same as the Game Boy Advance version. But that's a really awesome game, and I mean, just a lot of these cartridges have looked like this from his trade, and they're just absolutely beautiful. So you've got Out of This World. I've seen that a lot. I haven't played it. I don't really know too much about it. Maui, Mallard, and Cold Shadow. This is before my time in terms of Disney. I didn't know about this guy. Heard of Darkwing Duck also. Not too familiar with the guy. Got Shadowrun and Gemfire. This is another kind of cool game. Is it? Oh, it is a Koei game. Lots of and maybe like such good strategy kind of games. Another like kind of like multiplayer tactical game like that, kind of similar to not Aerobiz. I mean, I guess in a way, kind of almost like a party game, but it's like, I guess it's not really like a party game. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying, but a multiplayer strategy game. And more strategy games, PTO. I once asked for PTO, as in paid time off, and my boss said Pacific Theater of Operations. Miss Pac-Man also. Operation Europe. This one actually looks pretty cool. I'm not too familiar with a lot of these ones, but this game looks pretty fun. It's apparently really number crunching heavy, which may not sound fun, but interesting. I'm interested in some stuff like that. Pinball Dreams looks pretty fun. Mohawk and Headphone Jack. I don't think I've seen that. I don't know, that's interesting. Pretty bizarre. You think you see everything when you work here, and then you see Mohawk and Headphone Jack and you just lose all sense of reality. And okay, looks like some basketball, some Radical Psycho Machine Racing. Sounds exciting. Haven't played it, but seeing it a lot. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. It's another Final Fantasy. Prince of Persia 2. It amazes me that these games go back that far, because I always thought these were just a PS2 series, and then apparently they go back really far. Super Return of the Jedi. I think that's a fan favorite among Star Wars games. SeaQuest. That's kind of interesting. I kind of want to look that one up later.
It's actually based on a sci-fi television show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know that it was based on a TV show. Breath of Fire 2. Awesome. Great game to also have included in there. Also a great SNES title, SimAnt. Not, the funny thing I've heard about this game is apparently the best version isn't on Super Nintendo because on PC it runs better because, from what I've been told in the later levels of this game, there's just so many ants, the game slows down from the sheer amount of them. I can only imagine what that would be like. I really want to play that one. Prehistoric Man, awesome. That's another pretty cool title in there. And see, it looks like that covers most of what we've gotten from Mark. Yes, I don't know if he had some trouble with these games, but we have some Game Genies in here. We have one, which I think this might be Super Nintendo. Is it? And then this one looks like this might be for NES, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of Super Nintendo games forming over here. This is probably a dream pile for some people. We got Mario's Paint, we got Mouse, we got Pinball, we've got strategy games. We've also got our mystery packages here, which we wonder what these could be. And looks like, once again, Mark does not disappoint. And as always, the first manual on top of the mouse of the Super Nintendo. I mean, look at that. I haven't seen that too often. But I mean, wow. I mean, just take a look down here at all of these manuals here. I'm gonna need even more space to spread these out, my god. And also, oh my gosh. So we've got the manuals for the Game Genies, and we've got, not the mouse pad, but the mouse board. Nintendo brand right there. Came with Mario Paint. Another cool little feature that came with those. The mouse and the mouse pad. We're not quite done yet. That was one that we've had, but also this is a double feature because we have another box from Mark also. So let's go ahead and crack into this one, see how this one might compare to the stuff he traded in us before. So like we got some more white packages. We'll get to those in a bit also. Have a feeling what those could be. Wow, we've got Ultima, one of the Ultima False Prophets, Superman. You got another Pac-Man game here. We got Pac-Man 2. We have Super Bonk. Okay, wow. The Bonk games are always pretty collectible. You just think of the sound effect when you see this game. Wow, that's not a common game on Super Nintendo at all. Bonk on most platforms is not a common game. Oh, we got Uncharted. Not Uncharted, but Uncharted Waters. No relation. We've seen this one before. Another Sail the Seas pirate kind of adventure game. Thunder Spirits. Pretty cool. Wanderers from not Wise 3, but East 3. Did not know how to pronounce that until I worked here. Stun Race FX. This game has just awful music. It's so bad. I don't even know what I'm listening to every time I would hear this game. The Untouchables. I know this is a movie, like a really famous gangster movie. I had no idea they made a Super Nintendo game of this. We gotta fire this one up later and see what that's all about. I've seen this before. I didn't know there was a game, but The Tick. It's I saw the DVD once before. I was like, what in the world is The Tick? Somebody out there knows, and I bet that game would be very dear to them. Monopoly. It's Spin Dizzy World. The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Oh, we got Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I swear this is the one game that like you need like a college degree to play this. Like I tried playing one on the PS2 and I've never found a more steep like learning curve to a game where I spent like 10 minutes following a tutorial and then just got demolished like in a minute after that. Really tough, complicated games. Super Star Wars and Eye of the Beholder also. You have Warlock. And we have Wizardry 6. I think that's another RPG. We also have, I believe, another mouse-compatible game, Sim City. Also, the very first Sim City on the Super Nintendo. I have some, I believe, a Puzzle Wild Snake. Star Trek Starfleet Academy. We have Vortex. Wicked 18 Golf. I believe that's a lot of wild courses and stuff like that. I've seen some golf games like that. Wolfchilds. That's a pretty uncommon game. You don't see that too often here. And the classic Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Well, and I have to ask you, I overheard what you just said. What's your favorite weapon in Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Oh gosh, putting me on the spot. I've only played that like once before. I can't even remember what the weapons
I don't know.
are.
I think the Weed Whacker was pretty awesome.
The Weed Whacker.
What other game lets you do that?
Backyard Wrestling on the Xbox. That game you can wield a Weed Whacker also.
I might need to look into that.
You can also do
Postal, maybe? I don't know.
that. Maybe Postal. We have
Postal lets you do
Spider-Man.
literally anything, so.
Yeah, that would be a surprise to see Postal and the Super Nintendo trade-in. So we have Spider-Man, and we have Stargates. So we got more X-Men. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I know that's a favorite among the superhero fans. We got a Wolverine game and Mentian Raid. We got True Lies, other movie tie-in there. Secret of Mana. I've never played this. I've always been curious about it. I bet it's really, really good. I have Super Smash TV. I've not played this one. I played the first one. It's really fun. I had that on the Xbox 360 Live. I bought it off like the digital shop with Microsoft Points back when that was a thing. Remember trying to like figure out how I could convert my gamer score to points so that way I could spend my gamer score on, because I thought that's how it worked.
I believe I've heard the Super Nintendo version is the definitive version between that, the Genesis, and the other consoles of the time.
Really?
Yeah, unless of course you have the access to the arcade. Like, who has access to that?
Very few people.
Yeah.
Very, very few people. So we got Tetris Attack. And Strike Gunner. Okay. Their action, or playing game. We have SimEarth. Also, so we've got SimAnt, SimEarth, and SimCity all in this one trade-in. It's the master of management. We got. Oh man, very delicate stuff over here. Got Word Tris. Okay. Oh yeah, it looks like the Words with Friends kind of style. Scrabble. That's what it is. And Toy Story. Also, a couple more packages over here. Can only imagine what these might be. Yeah. Sure enough, they're the manuals for everything. So we got to show you all these manuals. We got to take an extra table, spread these out. But I mean, just the sheer amount of the colorful paper materials that we've got from all of these. I mean, wow, it's just absolutely everywhere. But I mean, when was the last time you've ever, if ever, seen this many Super Nintendo manuals all put out in one spot like this? I mean, this is just incredible. And we got posters in here too, I believe. And I think that about sums it up right there. Got a pretty great haul here. Well, we got to hand it to Mark. He hit us with a bunch of Super Nintendo games once again. An awesome set. We love to see it. We got everything from strategy games, we got action games, superhero, just a really quality set of Super Nintendo games. So we got to say thank you, Mark, once again for sending what you did. Even sending accessories. We got the Super Nintendo Mouse for the first time. Well, from him. I wish I had one of these. I love playing strategy games and games that could really use one of these rather than just the D-pad. What's something that you guys wish that you had for the Super Nintendo? Please hit us with a comment for it, and as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.